The top 5 greatest side hustles in 2024. Guys, it's Rick Ginn, and today we're going to explore what is the best way to really get financially free and out of the matrix. And I will give you my unbiased opinion on what is the best strategies you can do so you can break free. Because you guys know being stuck in the matrix sucks. So we need to find a side hustle to get us out of that matrix so we can truly get free. But before I get into it, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button so you can receive the absolute best information. I'm going to start from the order of least desirable. And keep in mind, this is my opinion, and I'm not here to offend anybody, but I am here to tell the truth. So I've been on this earth for a long enough time to know what works and what doesn't, but specifically in 2024. So if you guys ever heard of MLM, which stands for multi-level marketing, and honestly, if you just want to collect commissions and you love talking to people, it's one of the greatest ways to make money. I'm not even going to lie to you. My problem is it doesn't align with my character. I believe if a product stands on its own, it should sell retail and you should never have any issues. You see, if you've never dealt with MLM, it is dependent upon you connecting people to your contacts, basically your Rolodex, everybody in your phone. And the reality is they are basically buying your contacts. See, you got to understand that people around you trust you. And when you introduce them to a product or an idea, they assume you vetted it, they like you, and they'll instantly try it. And that's what MLM feeds off. And the reality is the idea is they got to keep bringing people in to pay commissions because everybody coming behind you, which is considered your legs, they get a sign up action for every new person that signs up, and they get a residual percentage of the sales, and it grows and grows and grows. In fact, it's one of the most effective ways to get your message out by a product. But here's the downside is they typically fall apart at some point and at some time. And studies show that 99% of people that participate in an MLM lose money. Now, there's usually a specific few that make a ton of money, but the reality is when you enter into an MLM and you are basically selling your contacts, if that product falls apart or that company goes out of business, the reflection's on you, and it's going to hurt your reputation. It's going to stick with you for a long time. And I see sometimes people go from real estate and then they go from selling this product or this product, and that's how you muddy your name up in these waters. And that's my problem with MLMs. Honestly, I tried one when I was younger and the company went bankrupt and I looked like an idiot, and I don't want you to do that. Now, here's the challenge in 2024. MLMs are being disguised. They're actually coming into real estate under brokerages. You sign up, the more people sign up, you get a fee on it. So they're much more disguised because people don't like them. It's just the honest to God truth. If a product's really good, it would just sell on its own. Now, I don't have a problem with MLM. It's just not my style. So if you're an MLM person, don't take this personally. It's just how I feel. There's nothing worse when I get cornered in a room or I'm having a presentation done to me and I don't even know about it. Now it's penetrated the real estate world, and now it is penetrating the financial world. In fact, I'm not going to get into the name of the product, but this is one of the worst ideas I've ever seen, is basically they teach you how to day trade currency. And anybody who knows a true market, the stock market, the bond market, the currency market, you cannot manipulate these markets. In fact, very rarely can you beat them. So when they say, oh, you can make thousands a day trading, they're only going to share with you their wins. And the reason they want you to sign up, because you got to pay a sign up fee, it actually winds up being an MLM. And then you got to pay a monthly fee every month, and then they get a percentage of the trades. So if you're trading currency, most of these guys are not hard to find. Everything's about flashy cars, flashy houses. Everything's leased and everything's rented because eventually it is going to blow up in their face. Guys, I've been on this planet a long time. If I thought I could day trade and make a ton of money doing it, I would be doing it. The reality is eventually you're going to lose. And what happens is it's disguised as MLM and you're basically buying a course from them. So basically you're back in the guru world, you're buying a bunch of snake oil. And if you fall for the Lamborghinis, all the flashy cars and all that crap online, then you are going to be a victim of an MLM scam. So if you want to do an MLM, just make sure you do research. It is a great way to get running. But the problem is you've got to park yourself with a company that's a product that's actually going to survive, because a lot of MLMs make some crazy claims. But do not do the day trading one. I'm just telling you, I've seen people day in and day out and they all get killed in it. And there is a progression here, which leads me to number 4, Amazon FBA and dropship. And for some reason, you will find a lot of gurus that pitch go from the currency day trading to the Amazon FBA, or they switch it around. Why? Because it's terrible. And keep in mind, Amazon is the king of business, and we all know that. And we all know that they have a ton of customers and they have a huge advantage. So without getting into grave detail, these Amazon stores, they tell you, we found a unique product. We have it all set up. We'll show you our skills. It's anywhere from $20,000 to $40,000 to set up these stores, and they are a consultant. And then if you're successful, after you pay that fee, you have to pay them royalties every month. And by the way, they all say it there is, they basically break the rules in Amazon. And Amazon has very strict resale drop ship rules, and they all go against them. That is their competitive niche. They break the rules. And if you break the rules with Amazon, they take your store away. And guess what? Most of these stores get shut down within 90 days. You pay 30, 40 grand, you're out. Your guru walks away. It's a consulting fee. It's non-refundable. And you thought this was going to dig you out. Guys, please avoid these. These are really, really bad. And for some reason, the FBA and the drop ships always seem to be tied to like the currency day traders. Why? Because they're basically gurus selling you scams. And it sounds too good to be true. It usually is in this case. Now, guys, these previous two I've mentioned to you, they're absolutely high risk. I mean, you got to put a lot of money up front. And in my opinion, it's extremely low reward. They induce you on trying to sell you on a lifestyle by showing it to you. Dig a little bit deeper, and it's really easy to get past those. I don't even think they're viable, but they seem to be just dominate on the internet on side hustles. And honestly, they will never even be more than a slight side hustle. The side hustle is you. I don't want you to do that. So moving into number three, I'm going to move with some things that actually do work, and I want you to understand it. Number three is coming in is like an Uber Lyft driver. Listen, don't knock it. I'm talking about side hustles to dig you out of a trench. Some of you owe a lot of money. Some of you need to help out your parents with bills or a loved one. I'm all for anything that actually works. Now, they're all going to require work. So I found on average an Uber Lyft driver, through all the changes these companies gone through when they went through war, you can earn between 20 and 30 bucks an hour, which is going to equate to $300 to $400 a week. That's not bad considering you're driving your car around. I know it's not the funnest thing. You're never going to get rich doing it, but if it helps you dig out of a hole, it actually works because you can control your own schedule. Consider it, guys, because I don't have a problem with anyone who's trying to better their lives, and you just have to have an avenue where you can actually make it work. So I think Uber and Lyft is not even a bad strategy, especially for young people. That also goes for DoorDash, Uber Eats, all this other stuff. It works. You're going to have to put in the hours, but if you can do that outside of maybe your other job or going to school, I'm not going to knock it. It is a legitimate side hustle, but just keep updated on all the programs and make sure you follow the rules. I don't knock it because it actually works, and I give credit to people trying to better themselves. Coming in at number two is an SMMA, and this is a social media marketing agency. Now, I got two sides of this coin. To be honest with you, it is a great side hustle because the whole thing can be done virtually. And then this is basically where you offer assistance to help a company or an individual out with a social media brand, meaning helping them post stuff on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, all this other stuff, help manage their post, help schedule them, and maybe even edit them or oversee an editor and keep them to a schedule, and maybe help out with some of the paid advertising marketing because it's going to tie all back into this. And you can charge actually a decent fee for it because there is a lot of work that goes into this. And what I like about this is you can do it all from your home in front of your computer. Now, you're going to have to get more savvy about your skills. And some of you already have these social media skills. Now, you do have to work for someone else and you got to work under their direction. And honestly, these are like working on projects. The cool thing is they're never like long-term types of deals, but I've seen people go years with these. And as you build trust with your clients, they will actually pay you more. And if you yield them results, they'll even pay you more. I think it is a viable way in SMMA because it's a step better than doing the Uber driver because you don't have to put money in gas in the car. You don't have to do maintenance on the car, and you can actually work in your home and get it done. And you can do that after hours while you work on another hustle. I like this. How much can you make? Honestly, you can make anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 a month doing this. And here's the really cool part. That's per client, guys, depending on what level you do it. Now, here's the downside of it. There's a lot of other people doing this, and there's a lot of people with no skill sets. You just have to figure out how to market yourself and get out and find people that you can help. And the key is deliver more value than what they pay for, and that's how you get a pay increase in this. Honestly, we use them in our business. I think they're highly valuable, and they usually start out as young people willing to do anything to help out with social media. And that's simply as you start. You just got to find a way to market it. And there's nothing better than going in the Facebook groups, Instagram groups, Snapchats, Craigslist, whatever you got to do, and just offer people help with their social media. That's how we started with it, and it's really grown and flourished. I've got people that have worked on us for years that help us out, and honestly, I couldn't run my business without them. Why not you? If you like that field and you want when it started out as a side hustle, who knows? It could wind up being a full-time gig. To be honest with you guys, it's so hard to find good editors, good people to help you with your content. If you find somebody, grab a hold onto them. And honestly, this is a great idea, guys. People need help, and this is a great play for you for on a side hustle. So anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 a month. And honestly, if you get 4 or 5 clients, you can make up to $10K a month. So don't overlook this. You just got to find a way to put yourself out there and market it. And the best way, if you're already having results in social media, you can use that as your proof of concept and go from there. Or basically intern for somebody and help them do it and show them how you can grow their following. And that's something you can market on your own right there. Now, the second part of this, as I said, is anyone can do this. And the problem, there's a lot of people promoting a service that have no knowledge. They just want to be a coach, or worse yet, an influencer. And here's the challenges. Rick, you didn't mention anything about like being an influencer. Here's the reality. Influence comes with experience. So the reason why I'm an influencer in wholesaling is I've been doing it almost 21 years. I never even taught anyone how to do anything until I put 10 years into it and I made a ton of money. And that's the only way you should promote any type of coaching. But now there's a big push over the last 3 years is everyone to become a coach because people will pay you for this information. But you can't be a coach after you just started something 2 or 3 months ago. In fact, you're doing a disservice to people by doing that. Go in, put at least 10 years in your business. And then if you have the passion for coaching, go in and do it. Don't let some person talk you into coaching because they want you to pay them a consulting fee. It is not the best way to approach this business. This is why I mentioned the SMMA strategy, because it actually works. And I know a lot of people that are doing. I've actually hired people doing this, and you are no different. You can easily do this as a side hustle. Now, the last 4 side hustles I mentioned to you is most of them, to be honest with you, have only been around the last 10 or 15 years outside of MLM. That's been around a lot longer. And there's extremely high risk, very low reward in my opinion, and you just got to know what you're getting into. Every one of these I mentioned are a side hustle for a reason, because I don't know if they can support you full time. Side hustles are for you to get from one place to another to get out of it. So coming in at number 1, I'm gonna give you the greatest side hustle. People start out and they wind up doing it full time. It's called wholesaling real estate. In fact, it's been going on for 200 plus years. And I'm here to tell you of all the strategies I've mentioned today, it has the lowest amount of risk with the highest amount of reward. What if I could show you just how to wholesale 1 or 2 properties in 1 year and show you how to pocket $25,000 to $30,000? Is that something you'd be interested in? Because I've done it for 20 plus years. In fact, I make millions of dollars doing it. I'm so passionate about it. I convinced my son at 16 to get in this business. In high school, he was making 6 figures while he was doing his wrestling full time, while he was getting his AA degree and doing his regular high school academics. In fact, I got so good at it, I decided to design a course, and here's where everybody gets all up in arms. I give it away for free. Why? Because I taught my son for free, and I feel it's my obligation to teach people how to get started in this business, because wholesaling is the only side hustle I know that can turn into a full-time gig and make you millions of dollars if you want to do it. And honestly, who couldn't use an extra 25 or 30 grand? Guys, this is simply finding distressed houses, rundown houses, contact the seller, basically reach out and get their phone number. I can show you how to do that for free and basically write them a contract and selling that contract to a cash buyer for $10,000, $20,000, or $30,000. I know what you're saying. It sounds too good to be true. Here's the difference though. It's been going on for 200 plus years, and I've been doing this for 20 plus years. It's 100% legit. If you want to learn how to do it, go over to freewholesaling.com. Check me out on the internet. You can go to my Rick Ginn YouTube channel. My son has one as well, Zach Ginn. And then as usual, you can go and experience what all of our students and our users have experienced. Go over to Flip with Rick and check us out on YouTube. More than 100,000 people have subscribed to us. We've had over 10,000 testimonials of people I've never even asked for, said, this has changed my life. It's been the greatest thing. Guys, I love when you go out and do a side hustle. I did side hustles for years, but I will tell you, I took wholesaling as a side hustle and turned it into a full-time, multi-million-dollar gig. And I'm here to tell you, it is the lowest risk with the highest reward. Are you gonna have to put the work in? Absolutely. You're gonna work your butt off, but the reward is well worth it. A lot of these other strategies, they are my opinion. You can take the facts where you want them out of there, but honestly, you might as well go to the one that's going to pay you the most and basically lower your risk. And that's why I recommend wholesaling. And guys, I started out with a side hustle and I made it full-time, but listen, I give credit for anybody who goes out there and tries to make a difference and trying to escape the matrix. Guys, which side hustle are you going to be using in 2024? And are you going to eventually graduate to the greatest one of all, which is wholesaling, and do it full-time? Let me know in the comments. And as usual, if you got value from this video, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, you hit that subscribe button. This is Rick Ginn. I'll see you in the next video.